G'day, welcome to MPS 101 SeXcite setup for the multi-SIP pose system brought to you by ge-NeticS. What I'll be covering in this tutorial is how to go about setting up your MPS objects for compatibility with the sensations and SeXcite partner scripts. Information of how you can obtain the sensations and SeXcite partner scripts can be found in the instructions note card for the MPS under the SeXcite section. So what you'll need first is you'll need to have an already pre-set up MPS object with your poses in it that you want to make compatible. I'm just using for a demonstration here the chair that I set up in the basic setup tutorial. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first go into my chair here. I'm just going to go into the prim where I have the scripts, and before I continue with setting up for SeXcite, I'm just going to delete the CPU script that's in there to prevent any chat spam and interrupting with their loading text in the data that's generated by SeXcite. So I'm just going to remove that CPU script. While I'm in that prim, I'm just going to open up my inventory, and I'm going to my MPS folder, and I'm going to grab a copy of the SeXcite settings note card and SeXcite setup script, and I'm just going to drag that into its contents. Now it reads its data from the MPS settings note card of its poses. You'll see it's generating data. When that's finished, it will dump all the data to chat. So you can open up your chat here and you'll have your data that you can select all between those lines, and you can just copy that, go into back into your object, and open up the SeXcite settings note card, and we can just paste that data down there. Now I'm going to go through what each of these things mean. First, you have your global settings. You've got your timer, and you set this in seconds. Now every so many seconds that you have set here is how often the following data gets sent to the sensations and SeXcite partner scripts. So by default I've put 30 seconds. You can set it to whatever you like. So now we'll go down to the data here, and I'll just go over what each of these mean. Now the way the setup script worked is it read from the MPS settings note card of all the poses you already had set in there. It generates the data and pumps out each button name and the associated animation with that button. So obviously if you would have sequences in there, it would show the same button name here more than once, but each animation would be different next to it. So this is the button name here, so this one here would be for relax, and then you've got the animation name of which it's associated. Right, so that's just to associate the data with its pose. This number here, where it says 2, now these are just default data here that is pumped by the setup script so that you can change it as you please. So 2 here, this section here basically defines how much arousal you want sent to the genitals for each timed part, for each time the timer elapses. So this can be -10 to +10. So -10, -9, all the way up to 0, then 1, 2, 3. Positive number being an increase in arousal, negative number being a decrease in arousal. So this next number here is the maximum arousal that this particular pose section can get you to. So 100 being orgasm, it's done in a percentage, so anything less would be shy of that. So you could make people have to be creative in order to reach that arousal, mix and matching their poses. Now this next one here where it says text is basically like you could set sort of like a little emote or something that's done each time, and more details on like the key of little symbols and stuff you can put throughout the text to be replaced with his or her or him and she and such can be found in the MPS instructions note card under the SeXcite section. If you don't want to use this, you just leave it as text, and that will just won't send any messages. These next two bits of data here are SeXcite only compatible. This first one here, where it says kink, this relates to SeXcite kinks. So you can set them up with a particular pose that might have more of a kink for somebody than, another person. More information about kinks can be found on the SeXcite website, and I've provided the link in the instructions note card there for you. If you don't want to use this, you can just leave this as kink and it will be ignored. This last bit of data here where it says 0, this could be changed to negative or positive in degrees for a penis tilt, cock tilt, and positive degrees obviously would tilt the cock up and negative would tilt it down. This has nothing to do with the tilt of that arousal causes the cock to become. This is actually tilts it outside of that. So you could line up your poses to have it in the right position, etc. by tilting here. Now this also is an SeXcite only feature. The Sensations genitals does not have this ability. So that's the SeXcite settings note card in the data, and you just go through and change each pose, no matter how many you have, to your specific wants and needs, and then you can save the note card. You'll notice that the SeXcite setup script was already removed automatically after generating the data. So once you save that, you can close that down and just open up your inventory, and you can grab the MPS SeXcite script and you just place that into the contents to there, and you can put back the CPU script there for it to load again. So as it's loading, I can take edit link parts off, and now obviously for it to actually work with the Sensations and SeXcite partner scripts, you need the Sensation SeXcite partner scripts in there. You only need one of these scripts, one of each of these scripts, and they go into the root prim. No matter how many MPS prims you have set up in a link set, you only need one of these each in the root prim. So I'm going to grab the Sensations partner script and the SeXcite partner script here that I have, and then you could just drag it into the root prim there. Now if you don't have both, that's fine. You can use either one of them. You don't have to use them if you don't want to. SeXcite is purely optional as an add-on. So now that would be ready for Sensations and SeXcite compatibility. I'm obviously not going to actually demonstrate to you the result. You'll have to try that out for yourself, but that is how you set up the SeXcite ready for Sensations and SeXcite compatibility with their scripts. Thanks for watching.